Starflip and Bubblebliss, Episode 3, The Twinkle Tree Trick. A golden sunrise spilled across ultimate fairyland, turning gumdrop ponds to liquid amber. Starflip, still polishing the second silver feather, sniffed the breeze. Smell that? Sparkly air. A perfect day for treasure hunting. Bubblebliss stretched, pink hair bouncing. Perfect, except my wings still smell of jelly from yesterday. She gave them a shake. Faint sugar crystals drifted down like snow. They packed biscuits, a ribbon map, and the tiny bell dropped by the fox rabbit. The parchment clue lay on the table. Seek the twinkle tree next. Where laughter bends the shadows. Twinkle tree, Starflip murmured. Sounds shiny and bendy. She tucked the scroll away and shouldered her satchel. Their path wound through Peppermint Hollow, a forest striped in pink and white. Each step released cool sweetness. Squirrels wearing walnut hats waved as they passed. Midway, a breeze jingled the fox rabbit's bell inside Starflip's bag. Weird, she said. It's ringing on its own. Bubblebliss frowned. Maybe it's a guide. She tapped it. The sound turned into a faint giggle that floated ahead like a scent trail. They followed the sound until trees parted, revealing a meadow full of daisies with glowing centers. At the far edge, a single tree gleamed as if stars had grown from its branches. The twinkle tree. The twinkle tree's trunk shimmered silver blue. Its leaves looked like glass, each twinkling even in daylight. Shadows on the grass wriggled whenever the fairies laughed. Starflip examined the bark. No door, no knob. She circled, wings catching rainbow glints. Maybe it wants us to giggle? Bubblebliss attempted a silly snort. Immediately, the ground rippled and a spiral door appeared. They exchanged a grin and stepped inside. Hall of moving pictures. Inside stretched a round chamber lined with glowing panels. Each panel showed a moving picture. Starry nights, candy storms, even two tiny fairies brushing their teeth. Are we inside a magical scrapbook? Bubblebliss whispered. A voice boomed gently. Welcome, seekers. To earn Feather 3, pass the twinkle trials. Panels reshaped into 3 doorways marked with crystal signs. Bounce of shadows. Song of brightness. Puzzle of tales. Starflip clapped. 3 tasks. Classic. Task 1. Bounce of shadows. They entered a room where rubbery shadows covered the floor. Instructions on the wall read, leap across without letting shadows swallow your giggle. As soon as they stepped forward, the shadows hopped like frogs, trying to tickle their toes. Starflip bounded elegantly, but a sneaky shadow nipped her heel. She yelped, then laughed, which made it bounce higher. Bubblebliss zipped in circles, laughing on purpose. The shadows grew dizzy and collapsed into puddles. They skipped to the far door, triumphant. Task 2. Song of brightness. Next was a dome with a suspended crystal. Light responds to music, said an inscription. Starflip cleared her throat and began a squeaky anthem about moon pancakes. The crystal flickered but stayed dim. Bubblebliss tried a soft lullaby about sleepy jellybeans. The glow brightened but wobbled. Maybe harmony, Starflip suggested. They sang together, alternating silly and sweet notes. The crystal bloomed with light, opening the exit. Task 3. Puzzle of tales. The last chamber resembled a library. Shelves brimmed with scrolls shaped like animal tails. Fox, bunny, raccoon, dragon. On a table sat a locked chest and a riddle carved in sugarstone. 4 tails twirl. Choose 2 true. Pick what belongs to the friend who follows you. The fox rabbit, Bubblebliss exclaimed. She inspected tails until finding 1 gold fox plume and 1 floppy rabbit tuft. She placed them on the chest. It clicked open, revealing a glowing silver feather nestled in cotton. Starflip lifted it carefully. Feather 3. Exit surprise. Back in the main chamber, the 3 feathers they'd collected floated together, then separated again, leaving Feather 3 hovering between them. As Starflip reached out, a rustle sounded above. The fox rabbit dangled from a branch inside the tree, grinning. Tricky creature, Starflip called. It leapt down, dropped another bell at their feet, and bounded away through a small door that hadn't been there a second earlier. A swirl of golden sparkles marked its path. Bubblebliss sighed. Either it wants us to follow, or it likes sprinkling bells. They decided on a snack. They spread a cloth under the twinkle tree, sharing biscuits and honey lemon dew. Rainbow birds perched above, humming along with the tree's soft chimes. Bubblebliss held up Feather 3, admiring its sheen. Only 2 left, she said. Then we'll know what these feathers unlock. Starflip gazed into the branches. I bet the fox rabbit knows already. following bells. After packing up, they stepped through the small doorway. A path of silver stones stretched beyond, bells hanging from tiny posts. Each bell chimed softly when they passed, guiding them toward rolling hills. They climbed a slope where flowers opened like parasols. From the top they spotted a lake shaped like a smile, sparkling in the afternoon sun. In the center floated a round island with a single gazebo. Destination? Bubblebliss guessed. Or decoy, Starflip said, though her eyes gleamed with curiosity. They zipped across, skimming low over the water, leaving trails of glimmer. As they neared the island, a familiar giggle rang out, but this time deeper, almost like two voices overlapping. The gazebo riddle. The gazebo was carved from moonwood, decorated with hanging jars of light. On a pedestal sat yet another scroll. Brave fairies, feathers 3. You've danced through shade and melody. For feather 4, sail sunset's foam. To reach the Laughing Lighthouse, your next home. Starflip scanned the lake. Sunset's foam? Bubblebliss pointed west where foamy clouds gathered, glowing peach. A gentle current tugged the island toward that direction. The lake was slowly transforming into a soft rolling sea. Looks like we're sailing, Bubblebliss said, hopping into a shell-shaped boat moored to the gazebo. Twilight voyage. As dusk settled, the boat drifted on rosy waves. Fireflies zipped above, forming patterns that spelled tiny jokes. Why did the pancake cross the road? To meet the syrup. The fairies giggled until tears sparkled on their cheeks. Suddenly a splash. The fox rabbit paddled beside them, wearing a tiny life vest. It chirped, then pointed its nose toward the horizon where a tall silhouette emerged. Lighthouse that glowed and chuckled softly. Bubblebliss gasped. A laughing lighthouse. That has to be next. Nightfall arrival by night, they reached a dock carved of seashells. The lighthouse loomed, windows flickering like eyes. Now a next adventure was waiting for them in Lighthouse.